A storm is coming in Africa. And Ibrahim Traoré just sent a final warning to Kenya's President, William Ruto. The message was very powerful. It wasn't just for Ruto, it was for the whole continent. Make sure you watch this video till the end, because what Traoré said might change everything. In the last few months, something heavy has been happening in Kenya. Something that made the whole of Africa stop and pay attention. It began with whispers. Whispers of pain. Whispers of anger. Then, suddenly, the streets of Nairobi and other cities were full of fire and voices. Thousands of young people came out. Not with guns. Not with hate. But with truth. They came out to say, we are tired. Tired of being jobless. Tired of being hungry. Tired of watching leaders grow richer, while their lives fall apart. They didn't ask for too much. Just food. Work. A future. They just wanted to be heard. But instead of listening, the government brought tear gas. The police came with rubber bullets. Some even came with real bullets. Young boys were running. Young girls were crying. Some people didn't make it home that night. And while all this was happening, in another part of Africa, a young leader was watching. His name? Ibrahim Traoré. In Burkina Faso, far from Kenya, Traoré was silent. But his silence didn't mean he didn't care. He was thinking. Watching. Listening. Ibrahim Traoré knows what pain looks like. He has seen it in his own country. He knows what it means to be a young person who is tired of lies. He knows how it feels when leaders forget who they serve. So as he watched the suffering in Kenya, he saw something deeper. He saw a warning. Not just to Ruto, but to all African leaders. He didn't jump to speak. He waited. But the pain of the Kenyan youths grew louder. The streets were not calming down. They were boiling. Every day, more videos came out. Some showed young people screaming as police chased them. Others showed mothers crying for their children. And the worst part? The government stayed firm. No big apology. No real talks. Just more threats. That's when Traoré stood up. Not with violence. Not with hate. But with words. And not for clout. Not for attention. But because silence, at that moment, would mean betrayal. He knew that when youths rise up, it means something is deeply broken. And when leaders refuse to listen, that's when nations fall apart. Traoré understood something Ruto seemed to forget: the youth are not the enemy. They are the builders of tomorrow. They are not fighting the country, they are fighting to save it. The streets of Kenya became a message. A loud one. One that didn't need translation. One that said, we are here. We matter. You will not ignore us again. And Traoré? He took that message and turned it into a warning. A final one. Because he knows, if one country burns, others may follow. Traoré could see that this was not just about Kenya. This was about Africa. An Africa that is young. An Africa that is awake. An Africa that is tired of empty promises. And if leaders keep using fear to rule, that Africa will rise, with or without them. And so, Traoré decided it was time to speak. After watching the pain in Kenya grow, Ibrahim Traoré knew he could not stay quiet anymore. His heart was heavy. He had stayed silent for too long. The protests were getting worse. Innocent lives were being lost. Young people were being beaten, arrested, even shot. He didn't need a long speech. He didn't need media noise. He just needed the truth. So, on a quiet afternoon in Ouagadougou, Traoré sat with his team. No shouting. No anger. Just one clear goal: to speak directly to President William Ruto. He told them, this message is not for war. It's for peace. But it must be strong. It must be clear. And it must be the last warning. Then he faced the cameras. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't insult anyone. But every word he spoke carried weight. Every sentence was a signal to the world. President Ruto, you were chosen by the people. The same people who are now crying in the streets. These youths are not criminals. They are your brothers and sisters. They are your future. If you cannot listen to them, then why do you lead them? Traoré looked directly into the camera. He didn't blink. He continued. Do not use fear to lead. Do not use bullets to silence voices. The seat of power is not a throne to look down on others. It is a seat of service. The youths are asking for something simple, hope. Not handcuffs. Not coffins. Not hunger. Then came the warning. It was calm, but sharp like a knife. If you continue to treat your youths like enemies, they will become your mirror. And that mirror will break your power. He didn't stop there. He spoke for every young African whose voice had been ignored. He reminded Ruto and other African leaders that power without compassion is weakness. Africa is young. Africa is rising. But if its leaders do not rise with it, they will fall. One by one. What Traoré said next made people sit up and listen. It wasn't just advice. It wasn't just a warning. It was a line drawn in the sand. I speak not with hate, but with urgency. Do not lead with fear. Lead with love. Or step down and let someone who can. Those words sent shockwaves. On social media, young people across Africa shared the video. Some called it brave. Others called it overdue. But everyone agreed, he spoke the truth. In Kenya, many youths felt seen. For the first time, someone outside their country, and someone in power, understood their pain. They weren't just rioters. They were sons, daughters, graduates, dreamers. Traoré saw them. He spoke for them. Traoré's message wasn't loud. But it was heavy. Because it came from a place of experience. He, too, had taken power young. He, too, had faced enemies and pressure. But instead of turning his guns on his people, he turned his heart toward them. He gave them roads, security, and most of all, respect. That was the example he wanted Ruto to follow. But if Ruto refused, Traoré made it clear, Africa would not wait. And the next part of his message? It was not just for Ruto. It was for every president on the continent. To all African leaders, if your people fear you, you have already failed. A true leader is loved, not feared. In that moment, Traoré was no longer just a president of Burkina Faso. He became a voice of a generation. A defender of truth. And his message was simple, if you cannot serve the people, step aside. Africa is moving forward, with or without you. The message has been sent. Now, the world waits for the response. Ibrahim Traoré has spoken. His message was not just a political comment. It was a final warning. But why does this warning matter now? Why did his words hit so deep, not just in Kenya, but across Africa? To understand that, we need to look at what is truly happening. Not just in government offices, but in the hearts of young Africans. Africa is a young continent. More than 60% of its population is under the age of 25. That means the future is not far, it is already here. These youths are full of ideas. They are full of energy. They are ready to build the Africa they deserve. But what do they face instead? Poverty, police violence, joblessness, corruption. It's like they are running a race with their legs tied by their own leaders. So when Traoré spoke, he wasn't just defending the protests. He was defending the truth behind them. He was defending a generation that has been betrayed again and again. He reminded leaders like Ruto that no government can survive long by crushing the very people it should protect. Youths are not a problem. They are the solution that bad leadership fears. His words hit hard because they were honest. Not polished. Not rehearsed. Just honest. And in a time like this, honesty is powerful. For too long, African leaders have treated truth as a threat. They've locked up journalists, silenced students, sent police to crush peaceful marches. But now, the youths have reached their limit. And Traoré saw it. He understood that if nothing changes, something big is coming. And no one will be able to stop it. In Kenya today, young people are not protesting just for themselves. They are protesting for future generations. For children yet to be born. For an Africa where freedom is real. And that's why this warning from Traoré is not just for President Ruto. It's for every African leader, those in power, and those planning to take power. Traoré is saying, if you lead with fear, your people will one day stop fearing you. And when that day comes, nothing can hold them back. You can silence one voice. But you cannot silence a generation. This is what makes Africa strong, not its presidents, but its people. Its youth. Its ordinary citizens. Traoré's warning matters now because the world is watching. He has forced other leaders to look in the mirror. Leaders who thought they could rule forever are now shaking. Because they realize, if they don't change, the people will change them. Many are saying, what Traoré did was bold. But in truth, it was overdue. African leaders must now choose between two roads. One road leads to peace, where they listen, build, and protect their people. The other leads to chaos, where they fight, steal, and break the spirit of their nations. And as Traoré warned, that second road leads to downfall. A nation ruled by fear is a nation walking toward darkness. The warning matters now because it shows that we are not alone. It shows that there are leaders who still care. Leaders who are young, brave, and honest. Traoré could have kept quiet. He could have looked away. But he chose to speak. And that voice gave many people strength. Some say Traoré is too young. Some say he is too bold. But the truth is, that's exactly what Africa needs now. A leader who sees the people. A leader who stands with them. A leader who speaks up even when it's risky. This warning is not just about politics. It is about the soul of Africa. It is about asking one simple question to every leader: are you serving the people, or are you using the people? That question will not go away. And the youths will keep asking it, again and again, until they are heard. Respect the youth, or step aside. Africa is moving forward. Ibrahim Traoré has spoken. Ruto has heard. And now, the choice is his. Will he lead with love, or fall with pride?